Croeso, welcome back to Britain's Hidden History with me, Ross Broadstock. Right, something else about the wind turbines and all that. You know, we talked about a lot, ecological damage and, oh God, the oil, the transporting and the burying them afterwards, all that's terrible things. One of the issues I want to mention is that on sites like particularly St. Kenneth Common, the one I've been looking at closely, it's full of potential archaeological sites. I'll be showing some more videos. There's the burial cists there, there's cromlechs, there's burial mounds, the whole lot. And what we have to bear in mind, it's not just the area, the turbine, the things spinning around chopping up the birds and everything, it's the roads and the access and delivery. That's what really smashes up this area. And don't forget, they only last 20 years. But anyway, I got Bob Morgan with me a few days ago on St. Kenneth Common. He's been in that renewables industry for decades and knows his stuff. So let's see how Bob explains what's going on.
There's going to be, there's 4 or 5 turbines that are going up just up on top of that hill there. And they will be, I suspect they will be coming in on the byway along there, just in front of where the cow is. You can see the actual byway. They'll come up to the point where the Land Rover is, and then they're going to have to go up the hill in order to get the turbines on the top. We can see how steep it is. They're probably going to have to come in and contour around to make the angle of the road or trackway less steep, so that they can get the turbine components up there. But it then just takes out a big chunk of the common. Trackway up to the towers is probably too steep for some of the bigger components.
Yeah, and it's got the sharp corner at the bottom as well, isn't it?
It's got a right angle bend, so they'll come in along, and to my mind they'll cut in, and then they'll contour around the actual mountain, cutting in as they do it, cutting in and filling on the other side.
As we've seen in one of the gear other places.
So there'll be a big scar then all the way around permanently, all the way around the mountainside there. And that's the very point where you can just about see the twin stone that we looked at last week. And the feature I'm trying to find is just to the left of that somewhere there. You can vaguely see, like there's blinds, just little dark blinds. What I think is going to happen is you've got tracks like this going across the common at the moment, and obviously they're just used by Land Rovers or tractors, because no other vehicle is going to get by, and they've just been formed naturally by use. What's going to happen in order to affect the turbine deliveries, I think some of these kind of tracks on the common are going to end up being stoned and built out to 6 or 8 meters wide in order to affect the deliveries. And once they're in, they're then across the common forever, and whatever's underneath them or whatever damage they do in making it, we could lose an awful lot of archaeology or historical. Underneath it you can still get at, but when they stone it, they'll dig out the centre bit, put stone all over the top of it, it will be lost.
Yeah, at the moment it's just presumably whatever's underneath is still there, isn't it? It's just what about the gradient as well? Do you think that would have to be
well, that's the big
it's a bit steep there, isn't it?
Yeah, the big concern is you've got little gradients like this. You know, they will have to be, they will, for each of the turbine components, they weigh a lot, and each turbine manufacturer has got different specifications. You know, they require different gradients because the type of vehicles you're delivering on, etc. But what will happen is they'll have to iron out the gradients by cutting and filling, or by cutting through banks, etc., in order to get the gradient they need. The turbine components are really heavy, so that they can't go steeply uphill. And then when you've got the turbine blade components, if they're using 60-70 meter blades, they're really long, and the vehicles that use those have got to have a very wide radius, so you just can't come up and then do a right angle or near right angle bend into where you're going to put the turbine. You're going to have to come around in a big curve, which again takes up more land and more stone, and more is lost.
There you go from Bob, thank you. It's going to be horrendous. Massive roads. Don't forget, the turbines up there at the moment nearby are 70 metres high. New one's going to be 200 metres high. Bigger roads, wider roads, bigger crane platforms, the whole lot. This is going to get absolutely ruined. We are putting together a petition to at least bring some awareness to this. Please tell your friends, subscribe. Details of what we can do next will be on this channel. Also Britain's Hidden History Facebook group. And we'll do our best, try and save the history, the archaeology, the wildlife. There we go. Little fellas like that. Alright, so please bear with us and do your best. Tell your MPs, be active. Till next time, Heddwch.